We are at part 2 of the video. So, remember what I said. These guys are our enemies. Not these guys, not these guys, and not these guys. These guys are the ones that created the system. Remember, I said it all got started because British white women were marrying Afrocentric men at a percentage of 50%. So these guys, the white versions of those guys, got jealous. Jealousy is an illness, I tell you. Also, these guys wouldn't have been racist to us if they didn't see what they do to these guys. So they're like, we don't want that kind of hate. You guys must be doing something. And that's where the media, the news, and TV and music comes into play, because the music industry in the 80s was very uplifting to black people. There were black people lifting each other up, talking about the oppression. Then somewhere around the 90s, shit went left. They started signing contracts with people. That's not going to the people that they signed contracts. They signed contracts with people, and then those people demanded them to sing things like, if it's up, if it's up, if it's up, it's stuck. All right, no, nothing against you, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, or any of you. I just had to use a song. So they used the music industry to manipulate us. They used the TV industry to orchestrate us to act a certain way. Chaka Khan, all those ghetto shows, we didn't act like that before that. Before that, we dressed nicely. We dressed presentable. We dressed what we call as black excellence. We was wearing suits and dresses all the time, basically. But, you know, I will also say that we were not also included in certain stuff. They also pinned us against Africans from the country, because in schools they would only show Africans with they out in a straw dress dancing around a flame. You know what age I was when I realized Africa actually had cities? Too old of a fucking age. And that was portrayed by the news media and by TV. Now, Africans, if you look at the media that Hollywood has portrayed about Africa, you're going to notice it's very fucking tribal. And now, although Africa isn't completely tribal, they will try to make it a narrative that that is all that is there. Okay? Chinese people, they put you in camps. Muslim people, after 9/11, I swear it's hopscotch with racism, because it's another event and then this group is hated, another event and then this group is hated, another event and then this group is hated. We need to get together so we can look at this group instead, because they're the ones that set this system up. They're the ones that decided we got to pick one guy, one of these groups to feel superior over the other one, so that we can get them all in line and so that we can divide them and make sure that we never have another Bacon revolution, because that is the divide and conquer game plan. And you cannot divide people by telling them the truth. So they lie about the war, the Civil Rights War. It was about slavery. You can look at the documents and it'll show that it was about slavery. That heritage shit didn't come into play until Civil Rights Movement. And then they changed the narrative. And my thing is, do you want to be played for a fool your whole life and just hate people indiscriminately? People you never met? Another thing I would like to point out is I met a racist guy who was an ex-racist, and he himself said that he never met a black person. So all of these things he thought about black people were stereotypes from music, TV, and the news media. Everything he thought about black people came from them. You see where I'm getting at now? Now, when he met a black person and he realized none of the things that they said was true, he changed his perception. And then he got disowned by his family because he married a person that wasn't white. And he will never regret it. And I also want to point out, more than any group that tells me not to trust white people, it's white men. I just had 2 white men in not trust white people. Now, I'm not believing that, but it makes me wonder, what have you seen, sir, to make you come to that conclusion? What have you seen in the group of the white people that you're around that made you come to that conclusion? Now, I judge people based on their actions, what they do to me and how they react towards me. I'm not about to react to a stranger. So if you try it in the comments, you're going to feel stupid. Very stupid. But remember, God loves you and I love you too, but not in a weird way, because, you know, some of y'all like to lose y'all shit. But remember, our enemy is the elites, the people that put this system in place, not each other. What did we actually do to each other? There's no historical factors that can conclude that these two groups had a war. We never had a war. We was tricked. And with that, I leave y'all.